Guru in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, bigger news for you guys. We're going to talk about the certain centre backs that are linked with Arsenal, a new midfielder being linked with Arsenal, and more important than not, a fullback linked with Arsenal as well. So Arsenal are definitely going to make strides into the Premier League because we're going to play against Manchester City tonight. And more important than not, Arsenal's transfer plans are definitely exposed by. It's actually spoken about by Mikel Arteta. So watch the video till the end so you get all the news and updates about Arsenal. And don't forget to subscribe because we are on a mission of reaching 5,000 subscribers. And in return, you guys are getting daily Arsenal news without any interruption. Let's start with the first one. Jose Fonte has backed Edinson Cavani to be a hit in the Premier League amid calls for Arsenal to sign him. The 33-year-old striker will be a free agent when he leaves Paris Saint-Germain this summer. Former Tottenham and England star Darren Bent has urged Arsenal to cash in on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who has 1 year left on his current deal, and sign Cavani as a replacement. And Lille defender Fonte, who spent 5.5 years in the Premier League with Southampton and West Ham, is excited by the possibility of seeing Cavani in England's top flight. He says, "I would love to see him in the Premier League. I think we all would. He's such a great striker. He would do great in the Premier League, but with his approach to the game, he's a complete striker. Everyone knows Edinson. So it would be lovely to see him in the Premier League and see what he can do." But Arsenal fan Darren Bent, former England striker, has been discussing Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's future on talkSPORT. Well, Bent reckons that the Gunners should do all they can to convince him to stay over the coming weeks, but if he refuses to commit to a new deal to take him beyond 2021, then the club should sell him in the summer. And he believes Edinson Cavani, who is leaving Paris Saint-Germain for free at the end of the season, could well be an ideal short-term replacement for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for Arsenal. Bent said, "I'd probably take the next 6 weeks and try and convince him to stay. But if towards the end of that 6 weeks you can't convince him, then you've got to try and get as much money as you can for him. Arsenal fans will be sick of seeing their star and captain leave again for nothing, and I'd look to maybe replace him with somebody who will be Arsenal centre forward for the next 5 or 10 years. But if that person isn't out there, then I'd look at someone like Edinson Cavani, who's coming out of contract now at Paris Saint-Germain. Even if you get him for a season as a stopgap, because you've got young strikers like Gabriel Martinelli and Eddie Nketiah who look like they can be top players. As an Arsenal fan, if Aubameyang left, of course, I'd be upset, but I'd rather see him go now so we get something for him and we can replace him than see him walk away for nothing in 12 months. And that is a fair enough opinion. I think, yes, Arsenal should sell him if he does not sign, but it's all up to Arsenal and Aubameyang to actually make the whole deal possible or the exit possible. Well, moving on, Arsenal have reportedly made approaches to sign young Brazilian named Wallace, the Sao Paulo defender. Still only 21, Wallace has played 4 times for his club and also represented Brazil at the under-23 level. The Gunners' interest in the youngster was reported a few months ago, but now reports suggest that Arsenal made a few approaches to sign Wallace. However, they appear to have failed in their attempts to sign Wallace and instead brought Pablo Mari to the Emirates on loan from Flamengo. The 26-year-old Murray can join Arsenal on a permanent basis this summer, and it looks highly that Arsenal can make his deal permanent. Arsenal fullback Hector Bellerin is the latest Premier League player to be targeted by former Chelsea boss Antonio Conte. But it looks like Antonio Conte, he did a job at Premier League. He's actually rating the Premier League the best talents. And according to the certain publications, Inter Milan are interested in signing the Spaniard and will make a £27 million bid. Bellerin has 3 years remaining on his current deal, so Arsenal are in right now no hurry to actually sell him. But moving on, Manchester United have rivaled Arsenal for Jonathan David. Manchester United and Arsenal have both held talks with Jonathan David's representative over a move for the John striker. The Gunners are in the market for a replacement for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang should he move on this summer, while United are also keen to add a forward. Gent are reluctant to sell on the cheap, but David could go up for as little as fee of £17.5 million due to the financial burden of the coronavirus pandemic. Moving on, while talking about certain bigger aspects, the Thiago Silva is prepared to take wage drop to aid hopes of playing in the Premier League. Well, he wants the European football, so I think that's the biggest reason why he would want to stay, or even take a pay cut for that matter. Well, moving on, Hector Bellerin has spoken about Arsenal squad taking the 12.5% pay cut. He says, We've gone through some tough conversations as a team and as staff members, the pay cut that we had to discuss and decide between us. We all did this for the good of the club and the people that work for the club. Well, finally, Guillaume Bayag has opened up about it. Thomas Partey, he says, Atletico Madrid are pushing Partey out of the door. They are saying that they believe that Thomas won't stay there next season, and they believe he will be in the Premier League, and they've got indications that Arsenal will be in the club. It will be the club that he joins. So it's pretty much clear. If Guillaume Bayag says something, I completely believe. Guillaume Bayag, Fabrizio Romano, and David Ornstein. Well, not only this, let's move on to the next news. Here's a first look at the new Premier League kits. The players have chosen to replace their names with Black Lives Matter. This is of the Sheffield United. I will show you about Arsenal as well in some time. Well, moving on, Diego Simeone has confirmed that there is a lot of interest in Thomas Partey, though he did not mention the complete interest. He did not name any team, but he clearly mentioned that there is interest in Thomas Partey. So nobody can definitely deny that. Well, moving on, Bellerin has opened up about more. He says, not just me, but I'm sure Aubameyang and many other players and coaches got many messages from the people of the staff who now feel safe and they know that they can still work and be paid. And we found something positive in it. And I feel like that has got us together as a family. Well, totally, he is my next captain. But moving on, Mikel Arteta to make a late decision on lineup versus Manchester City as Arsenal are sweating on Granit Xhaka's fitness. The Swiss midfielder has trained this week, but it isn't 100% for Arsenal's trip to the champions as they resume their Premier League campaign. Well, talking about it, Mesut Ozil posted this image alongside the caption was back tomorrow. Hashtag the Gunners, hashtag yeah Gunners, yeah, hashtag M10. He's ready. Mesut Ozil is damn ready. And so is Gunnosaurus. He's ready for tomorrow, though he won't be seen anywhere near the stadium or the pitch. But Gunnosaurus is ready, ladies and gentlemen. Well, not only this, we all know what Marcus Rashford did for the young kids of England. So Matthew Flamini actually tweeted in support. He said, truly inspiring humanitarian work and such a great example to us all, standing up and fighting for what really matters. Well, totally, Marcus Rashford is the hero that England need, and he stood up when they needed him the most. Well, also, Granit Xhaka, Arsenal's most experienced head in the centre of midfield, is still expected to start unless there are any late issues. Ceballos is set to also get the nod in front of the back four, with Mesut Ozil playing slightly further forwards, and that is exactly the kind of you could see the lineup today against Manchester City. And also, it is confirmed by FC Bayern from Fabrizio Romano that Tanguy Kouassi is set to sign with Bayern Munich as a free agent. The total agreement has been reached. The French centre-back has decided to leave Paris Saint-Germain, and club directors are furious with the youngster. They wanted him to sign, and he was the future. He's great in the air. He's an unbelievable defender. I think more important than not, his headers are pinpoint accurate. So he could definitely add to whichever team he goes. He would be unbelievable. Now, moving on, the probable 4-2-3-1 would be Arsenal's formation tonight, with Leno, Bellerin, Mustafi, Luiz, Tierney, Ceballos, Xhaka, Pepe, Ozil, Aubameyang, and Alex Lacazette to start. Meanwhile, Arteta does believe that Niles has a future at the club, and player must now seize his opportunity. He's likely to have talks with Arteta in the next week. Raheem Sterling has opened up about the fact that Mikel Arteta knows them inside out. Will that be a threat? He says it's definitely going to be a strange one. He knows us inside out. He will definitely have something up his sleeve, but we are ready and we are focused and we want to try to get the result that we exactly want. Well, Arsenal are actually interested in Real Madrid right back Achraf Hakimi. They're going to see him as a perfect fit if Hector Bellerin leaves the club this summer or he is being poached by any Serie A club or any other club for that matter. So Achraf Hakimi would definitely be a very, very good signing in as a fullback. He's an unbelievable attacking force right now in Europe, and he could add definitely a bigger value. Well, not only that, Mikel Arteta has opened up about the transfer market. He says the plans I had for the summer obviously wasn't considering the coronavirus and all the side effects that has, but we know what we have to do to improve the team. Whether we'll be able to do the way we want, we will be a different story. My focus right now is just to improve the team, get the results that we need to give us the best chance possible to get into Europe and convince the players this is the right environment for them. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes to this platform every single day, twice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy all the news that comes on this platform. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers, and don't forget to subscribe. We are on a mission of reaching 5,000 subscribers. Help me reach there by subscribing. Cheers.